Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Traders 20 on ET Now. I'm Megha Chadha.
Morning, everyone. I'm Avan Dabash. Well, as you all know, Traders 20, well, this is a show where we get you a daily dose of 20 fresh stock ideas so that you can have a profitable trading day. Our top technical experts, they'll be with us over the next 30 minutes to identify some of the most exciting bets in the markets.
As always, along with all the equity trading ideas, we will also be showcasing commodity picks as well as strategies that would help you make the best of the futures and options markets. So let's get started then. First up, by taking you through the technical lineup for the day, we've got Ashwini Gujral joining in from New Delhi, Mitesh Thakkar, Sandeep Wagle and Prakash Gaba from Mumbai, Rajat Bose all the way from Kolkata and Deepak Mohani from Pune.
Okay, that's our star lineup for today, and they'll be joining in over the next half hour. But meantime, what's happening with the equity markets? Well, now we have tempered off from the high point of the day, so just about consolidating at the 6,070 levels, 6,072 on last tick. You've got the Sensex, which is high by just about 56 points at 20,095. You've got the market breadth in favor of the gaining side, and that's your star pillar for today, which is really propping the index up as well. 4% higher at a 19-month high, hitting its highest level since May 2011 on a spectacular set of numbers. That's 933.5. But giving Reliance Industries company, you've got quite a few stocks from high beta holding up, particularly the cap goods space. So the likes of BHEL are holding up. You've got Ken India, Maruti Suzuki, Jindal Steel and Power. GAIL India is showing you quite a bit of traction today as well, so high by 1%. Jaiprakash Associates and L&T, so clearly cap goods in the limelight on the upside. You've got select names from defenses, Dr. Reddy's, Lupin, Ranbaxy holding up, NTPC and Hindalco are some of the other gainers. But on the downside, clearly cement isn't having a great run today. So Ambuja and Ultratech are losing out close to 2% today. You've got select IT and auto stocks also. So the likes of Tata Motors as well as M&M losing out today. ACC, IDFC, Power Grid and TCS off by close to 1%. Add to that list a Unilever, which by the way is seeing quite a bit of selling pressure in today's session. Well, moving away from that, that's how the markets are panning out at this point in time. Time to bring on board our experts to identify their trading strategies. Here's our disclaimer before we start off. Please do consult your financial advisor if you will be taking on board any positions in the stocks recommended. Ashwini Gujral and Mitesh Thakkar join in up first. Ashwini, how are you mapping the index and the technical levels that you'd watch out for at these levels, and what are your top trading ideas for today?
First of all, the market is getting pulled in all directions. So I don't think there is great index movement. On the downside, 6,030 could be a decent stop. Upside, we could, limp along to about 6,150. What's happened is that with each surprise result in a, sector that has been depressed, that sector, stands up and supports the market. So, while a lot of the market is correcting, right now it's oil and gas that is preventing any kind of fall. That works because large falls lead to, destruction of confidence. So, for the moment, now that we are kind of getting positioned for the budget, etc., PSU stocks are coming into fashion. And similarly, cement and consumer staples are going out of fashion, as they say. So the buys today are in REC, which is a buy with a stop about 248, target of 270. PFC is a buy with a stop about 205, target of 222. Ambuja Cement is a sell with a stop about 201, target of 185. And Hind Unilever is a sell with a stop about 492, target of 468.
Okay, two buying and two selling ideas. That's what Ashwini's got in the session right now. Mitesh, tell us about what you make of the markets at the current juncture, especially after that spectacular rally over the last week. What are the levels you'd be watching out for, and what are the trades you're recommending?
Well, on the index, I think, one, it's now very clear pattern of sectoral rotation happening. I think banks, autos, cement are possibly seeing some correction. You can add FMCG to that a lot. It's the oil marketing stocks as well as some mid-cap stocks are showing strength, and I think that's where oil and energy index is the best outperforming index in the last 4 or 5 days, as well as it's kind of triggered an up move which possibly looks like will extend for next few weeks to come by. With that in mind, I've got 2 buys and 2 sells. The buy is on Shobha Developers. I think that's the stock which is made new swing highs. A good breakout has happened on the charts. Can be bought with a stop below 420 or 419 for a price target of 450. And a buy on JSW Energy. Select mid-cap stocks are doing pretty well. We're seeing some fresh buy signals on charts here. It's broken out of a 2-3 week kind of consolidation. Can be bought with a stop at 69 for a price target of 77.5. Sells on Cipla. In fact, not only FMCG but I think also the pharma index and the CNX pharma index has given a sell signal. Cipla is also looking corrective on the charts. Can go to levels of around 393 and can be sold with a stop at 416. And I've already spoken about cement. Ultratech Cement is my pick for today on the trading on the short side. Can be sold with a stop at 1902 for a price target of 1820.
Okay, that is what Mitesh is recommending this Monday morning. Let's field off all your individual stock queries. Our first query for the day comes in on ITC. We've got Aeon who joins in on the phone line from Kolkata. Hi there, welcome to the show. Tell us about your holding in ITC and what your question is.
Morning, sir. I bought 200 ITC at the rate 285.30. Can I get 295 level in next year?
Well, 10-15 days, anything can happen. A. B. You must realize that you should buy stocks while they are in fashion, which means ITC and Hindustan Unilever are yesteryear's heroes. Fresh heroes emerge in all fields, whether it be it in cricket or stocks. You need to see where the momentum is today to make money. Right now the range is 270 to 300, but if Unilever keeps breaking down, I think ITC may also follow it. So maybe you can get 300, 295, whatever you want in 10-15 days. At least keep a stop of about 270 to make 10 bucks. It shouldn't happen that tomorrow you are losing 50. That'll be a bad risk reward. But for the moment, keep a 270 stop. Overall, this sector, consumer staples, is a recession sector. It's not a growth sector. So this is the wrong time to get into such stocks.
Okay, so that's a word of advice coming in on an ITC. Do remember to put in a stop at 270. Move on to the next query for the day. We've got Jeetu calling in from Mumbai. Jeetu, hi. Thanks very much for being with us and tell us about your question on IOC.
Hi, I have 50 at 308. I'm a long-term investor. Should I hold on or get out of it?
Well, I guess, people who held it for a very, very long time haven't had a good experience, and we all know why. Now, some kind of reform is happening, and because of that, periodically you see large gains on the stock. Since you bought it at a decent price, I think you should keep a stop about 325. Maybe this initial move leads to a further up move which can take the stock to about 420 to about 460. But don't start losing money. If it starts turning and it starts going back to sleep at around 250, 270, you don't want to be holding it below your purchase price. So keep a 325 type of stop.
Okay, that's a word coming in on an IOC, a hold call recommended. Turn then to quickly address some flashes which are coming in on your screen. This with the telecom minister saying that he will auction the 700 megahertz spectrum bandwidth in 2014. No more details really given regarding the same, but that's the latest that it is coming in. And you are seeing some of the counters that will benefit on the back of these auctions. The likes of Bharti Airtel is spurting up very smartly as we speak, seeing a good notch up by 1.5%. You've got Idea Cellular also following suit. And remember, recently there has been a lot of news coming into the telecom space, particularly with respect to the CDMA auctions, with respect to the price being halved by close to 50%, which was on the anvil. On the back of that news, you had seen the likes of Reliance Communications as well as Tata Tele spurt up. No exception today on the back of the fact that 700 megahertz spectrum bandwidth will be auctioned in 2014. We'll keep you updated as and when we do get more details. Right back to individual stock queries. The last query for the day comes in on Berger Berger Paints. Kundan Dhanji has sent this via email. He's bought 120 shares of this counter at an average price of 150 rupees per share, and now he wants to know if he should hold or sell.
Well, he needs to know that the stock hung around between 30 and 60 for a long time, and from there it's appreciated, and after a substantial appreciation he has bought the stock. Now important bit is that keep a 150 type of a trailing stop. What can happen is when such stocks correct, like we saw in Bata, from 1000 it came back to about 800, and that 20% correction can be fairly painful. So since you are in the money, keep a trailing stop about 150 and try to get 185, so that in any case you are taking some money home. If it takes your stop, so be it, but the idea should be that capital should be intact and you should take home something. If it keeps moving higher, then you can keep revising your stop loss.
Okay, so some very important advice coming in that capital preservation is the key, and of course for Berger Paints, Ashwini has highlighted those levels you should be watching out for. But a reminder once again before we move ahead that if you take on any advice that's been given on the show, please consult your investment advisor before doing so. Well, we've got the markets holding up very smartly at this point in time, and we've also got some flashes coming in from Hero MotoCorp, and they're saying that the Gurgaon workers are going to be meeting the management today for wage negotiations. Remember that wage negotiations have been the bane in a way of a lot of these auto majors. They are saying that workers are threatening to slow down production, in fact, if wages are not hiked. As of now, workers are not planning to go on strike, but they will be meeting the management to discuss the issue. Remember that the Gurgaon plant for the company manufactures about 7,000 to 8,000 bikes per day. And the wage negotiations, of course, have been on for a long time. In fact, they started in August of 2012. But the stock, of course, is still managing to hold up smartly by about 0.5%. Just a quick look then with also what's happening with the broader end of the markets. We've got the mid-cap index actually that's holding up very smartly. And it's a United Breweries actually that deserves mention. It's high by about 7% at this point, 734.5. JSW Energy ahead of its numbers on Wednesday is doing well as well. Sri Renuka Sugars and Motherson Sumi also holding up very smartly.
Okay, those are some of the counters that are doing well in today's session, but let's get on board. Sandeep Wagle as well as Prakash Gaba here to identify their top trading recommendations. Sandeep, you've got 2 buys and a solitary sell call.
Yes, absolutely. I do believe that the market is in an upward bias, and that is the reason I have gone with 2 buys. But there will always be space for stock-specific moves, so you will have stocks which will crack down also. To start with, I have a buy in Maruti, stop loss of 1555, target of 1605. A price and volumes break out in the daily charts. This move should come in over the next 2 to 3 trading sessions. The second one is a buy in PFC. Both PFC and REC are doing well and are giving breakouts of multiple resistances. I have chosen PFC. Buy with a stop loss of 209, target of 217. Again over the next 2 to 3 trading sessions. And the third one is a sell in Pantaloon, which has been giving a breakdown of price and volumes in the daily charts. Sell with a stop loss of 246.50 and a target of 235. This move should come in a day or 2.
Okay, so you can look at buying into a Maruti as well as PFC, selling a Pantaloon retail. Mr. Gaba, take us through what is it that you've identified?
I like all 3 buys, starting with ITC. Looks like it's seen a good breakout last week and has sustained the breakout. It is in buy mode, and I think it should climb to levels closer to 295. Only thing is, have a stop below 285 and trade alongside ITC. So that looks like a buy. Second stock is L&T. Looks like a good base formation out here, and it should climb to levels closer to 1595, 1600 in the days to come. Have a stop below 1538 and trade alongside. I like the way it's forming a base here, L&T. And the third stock is Reliance Communications, doing a beautiful breakout at levels closer to 85. I would have a stop below 83 and trade alongside, and expect it to climb to levels closer to 90, 92 in the days to come. So Reliance Communication also looks like a good buy.
Okay, those are Some of the ideas that Prakash as well as Sandeep have advocated this Monday morning. Well, it was pretty muted for the broader markets last week. We've gotten off to a decent start, higher by just about 0.3% on the small cap end of the index. You've got a Shivani oil. Take a look at the kind of traction that you're seeing on that counter. It's holding up pretty smartly. Uttam Galva also following suit, so that counter from the metals pack is currently in the green. Apart from that, it's individual result reactions. So you've got a Finolex Industries, a good set of numbers is what it put out on the weekend, reacting very positively to that 5% higher. TV18 had clocked in a consolidated net profit of 21 crores vis-a-vis a loss of 40 crores last time around, digesting that news well. Kolte Patil 386% higher in terms of the Q3 net profit, so certainly the street is cheering that information. Big losers, Arshia International, apart from, barring the fact that the board has approved a debt restructuring proposal, down and out today. Deccan Chronicle, the negative news is just not abating on that one. Now a 5 rupee stock. You've got Unichem Laboratories down and out. Vascon Engineering as well is seeing quite a bit of trading pressure, as is an Everon Education in the session.
Okay, let's move on and get you some more trading ideas as well that you could be looking at. We've got Rajat Bose as well as Deepak Mohani now joining in. Rajat, hi, morning. Start with you, and what are the 3 top bets you've got for us?
I've got 3 buy calls. One is an intraday call and the other 2 are to be held for a couple of sessions or a little more. First is buy JP Associates. You can buy at a minor dip with a target of 94 to about 96. Hold for a couple of sessions unless the stop triggers. The chart looks good and probably a retest of 94 to 96 is on the cards. LIC Housing Finance looks quite good. I would say that you can buy either at current levels or on dips with a stop below 278 on closing price basis. Targets would be something like 292 to about 295, and one can hold until Friday. These are the 2 overnight trades, and the intraday trade is on Vale, buy with a stop below 228 and target is about 233 to 235.
Okay, so that's a buy coming in on JP Associates, LIC Housing Finance, as well as BHEL from Rajat Bose. Finally, to Deepak Mohani, who's standing by to give us his top trading recommendations. Deepak.
Going with 2 buys and a short sell. The 2 buys are short-term ideas and the short sale is an intraday trade. The first buy is in Bharti Airtel with a stop loss of 348 and a target of 368. This stock has started to move, or let's say resumed its move today after dipping a bit on Friday. Good point to get in. Stock has had good momentum now for a while. Aditya Birla Nuvo, this is a stock in a strong uptrend. It's resuming a move after a short correction. It's a buy with a stop loss of 1145, target of 1206. And the intraday short sale is an IRB Infra. Stop loss 128.5, target of 124.
Okay, 2 longs and 1 short is what Deepak is recommending in this session right now. But of course, we've also got some very important exclusive information actually coming in from the Ministry of Environment Affairs that is talking about possible delinking of the forest and environment clearances for highway projects. Remember, this has been a big overhang, and we've had the tussle between the NHAI as well as the Roads Authority and the Forest Ministry as well. In fact, the MOEF has laid down conditions for clearances to highway developers. The companies, in fact, will have to submit alternative alignment plans to bypass forest areas, and the environment clearance will only be valid if they do submit that alternative plan. We'll of course be getting you more details and possibly a company perspective as well on these important developments coming through. The infra companies, of course, the likes of a Gammon, a GVK or a GMR are not really showing much of a reaction right now, but this is an important development for them nevertheless. But we'll keep you updated on this particular development. But for now, let's talk commodities as well. Our commodities editor, Manisha Gupta, is here with us on the show. Manisha, hi, morning. Start off by telling us about what's happening with both oil as well as precious metals right now.
Well, thank you so much for that, Megha. There have been gainers for last many sessions now, especially gold prices, which are trading firm. There's strong physical buying also coming into the Asian markets. Indian wedding demand is also high. And if you look at the US coin demand, it is up 67% for the month of Jan as compared to December. Also, the easy money policy that could be coming in from Japan and US, that has been supportive as well. So good gains coming in for that one. It's a 2-week high in the international markets coming in for gold. As far as crude is concerned, you have seen nearly 4-month highs coming in or staying in for that one as well. The OPEC production is declined for a second straight month for the month of December. That has been supportive. Also, apart from that, it's the EU finance ministers meeting in the Brussels yesterday, which the markets will be awaiting for further direction there. How do you trade all of those commodities then? For that, let's go across to Naveen Mathur from Angel, and he joins us live on the show. Naveen, hi, welcome. How would you look at the gold prices? Good gains coming in for the international markets. Indian markets also trading steady today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Manisha. I think the markets looks positive. The weakness in the dollar index is definitely one of the bullish trends giving the gold prices. Last week we have seen the central bank buying and the physical buying in India too is making the markets a little positive on the upbeat sentiments. Overall, therefore, technically also we look forward for a bullish trend continuing for at least for the intraday. Hence, the strategy for the intraday on the MCX would be recommended to buy the gold contract at around 30,500 to 30,550. Stop loss would be recommended at around 30,420, and we are targeting the levels of around 30,680 or so by the end of the day. It's trading right now at around 30,600 or so.
Okay, we'll just come back to those commodity trading strategies, but let's take it right back to that important information coming in with respect to the delinking of forest and environmental clearances. Remember, you had the Prime Minister's office which had stepped in to resolve that row between the NHAI as well as the MOEF regarding the clearances for highway projects, and they had said that it is completely in the ball, the ball is completely in the court of the MOEF, and that's the latest exclusive news that is coming in. Let's get in Suchetna Ray to break down the information that she's just picking up. Suchetna.
In the ongoing tussle between the Environment Ministry and the National Highway Authority of India, it looks like the Environment Ministry has taken the first step towards smoking the peace pipe. They have delinked the two clearances that are required to develop any highway project in India, forest clearance and environment clearance. But, of course, Jayanti Natarajan doesn't want to give up her stamp of authority just yet, so she has ensured that all highway project developers come to the Environment Ministry with an alternate alignment plan which shows that even if the highway will pass through a forest area, this plan will show how the road can bypass the forest area and still keep the highway going. But what is a twist in this entire story is that Jayanti Natarajan has ensured that whenever this highway, which is passing through a forest area, needs widening, which is the case very often with most highway projects, then the same highway project will need forest clearances. Yes, she has gone a step towards what NHAI wants. That is, she has delinked forest clearance and environment clearance, making the process of putting up a highway project easier for developers. But what we have to read between the lines is that she has also ensured that every time there is need for extension or widening of an existing highway, the project proponent, the developer, will have to come back at the doors of Jayanti Natarajan.
Suchetna, thanks very much for joining in with all of those exclusive details that you are picking up from the Ministry of Environment and Projects. Remember, the NHAI has been demanding that the MOEF delink the environment and forest clearances from each other, following which it will withdraw its court case against the ministry. And that's the exclusive information that we have coming in, that step, in fact, has been undertaken. GVK Pass spurting up on your screen, IVRCL holding up in the green, Gammon Infra, still under a bit of pressure. Right back to the commodity space, we were chatting with Naveen Mathur about his commodity trading strategies. Naveen, to take it right back to you with respect to your strategy on crude.
Yeah, thank you. I think the crude would be positive again with the the sentiments building across the debt ceiling in the US. The weakness in the dollar index also is leading to the upside. Appreciation in Indian rupee would be one critical factor to watch out for, because appreciation would not take the Indian crude oil price for sharp gains. But still, technically, we would recommend to buy the crude oil contract, which is trading at around 5160 levels or so. The Feb contract on the MCX can be bought in at around 5130 to 5140, and we are recommending stop loss for this trade at around 5080 and targets at around 5210, 5200 levels.
Many thanks, Naveen, for joining in and sharing those trading recommendations for us. So Angel Commodities recommending going long on crude as well as gold at this point in time. But a reminder once again to all our viewers that if you act on any of the advice that's been given on the show, please consult your investment advisor before doing so. Let's also then take our time and thank our six technical titans who joined us today on the show. Gentlemen, it was a pleasure having you with us. Okay, that was a pretty